Hi everyone, I'll start with introducing myself. My name is Shipra Dhankar and I have cleared the Delhi Judicial Services examination with the first rank. I completed graduation in 2016 from Jindal Global Law School, and my father is an IS officer, my mother is a homemaker. My reason for choosing judicial services over civil services is pretty simple. I wanted to stay connected to the field of law and become a part of the justice delivering system. Also, I believe that being a judicial officer is a matter of both honor and privilege. So after college, I did not apply for a job anywhere else, and straight away started taking coaching classes from Jain Judicial Academy in 2016 itself. At the academy, Jay sir takes all the subjects, he teaches all the subjects personally, and also he gives personal attention to each student. I am often asked what are the things which distinguish me from others. Well, to be honest, I think each person has his own weaknesses, his own strengths, and I can only speak for myself when I say this, that I always had the clarity in my mind that I want to prepare for judicial services, and this clarity enabled me to work hard consistently for over 3 years, even though when there were no notifications for vacancies coming out in any of the states in which I was interested. So I would say that determination, patience, unwavering faith in your capability is something which helped me achieve my goal. As far as the syllabus for Judicial Services exam is concerned, each state has its own prescribed syllabus for the exams that they conduct. As far as Delhi is concerned, all the core law subjects are a part of the syllabus, such as IPC, CRPC, CPC, evidence, and you can find the list of the subjects forming a part of the syllabus online. As far as the various stages of the examination are concerned, the Delhi Judicial Services examination is conducted in 3 stages. First one being the preliminary examination, which involves multiple choice questions. The second is mains examination, which is a subjective paper and has practical questions, application based questions. And lastly, there is the interview round. Coming back to the preliminary examination, not only are there law based questions, the paper also consists of questions based on current affairs, general knowledge and English language. The mains examination, as I already said, consists of questions which are practical in nature, again law based. Then you have 4 examinations which form a part of the mains examination. First exam is your language examination along with GK and current affairs, and the other 3 examinations are purely law based examinations. So my strategy for preliminary examination and mains examination was different. For preliminary examination, my major focus was on bare acts, because the MCQs are mostly based on your knowledge of the bare act. So in my opinion, if you are well versed with the bare acts and you have understood the essential ingredients of all the provisions and you have memorized the important sections, then half the battle is won. Also an important part of the preparation for preliminary examination is concerned, I would say practice is key. When I was preparing for preliminary examination, I constantly practiced a lot of multiple choice questions. Again, it was a question bank provided at my coaching center, and while practicing those questions, I used to time myself. So anyone who is preparing for preliminary examination, I would suggest that person that speed being an important aspect of this examination, you should definitely time yourself. So when I used to be practicing those questions, I used to try and solve around 100 questions in an hour. This approach not only helped me in covering, practicing a lot of MCQs in a disciplined manner, but also helped me train my mind to work fast enough, which again is very crucial when you're sitting for the preliminary examination. As far as my approach for the mains examination is concerned, I shifted my focus from bare acts to theory and case laws. Of course, you still need to know the provisions in the bare acts by heart, because otherwise that means that you will keep on referring to the bare acts during the mains examination, because bare acts are provided over there. But while preparing for mains examination, I was mostly trying to refer to recent and important case laws, and of course I was provided excellent reading material at my coaching center. Apart from this, I also made my own list of important cases on important topics, and I used to refer to this list again and again, so that the names of those important cases, I memorize them by heart and I don't forget them again and again. So I believe repetition over here is key, and also for preliminary examination, going through the bare act again and again in a repetitive manner is key, because otherwise there is no way to memorize all those sections, which initially when I had started preparing for my examination, I felt was very hard to mug up those section numbers. But then when you are repeatedly going through the bare act again and again, it becomes relatively easier to memorize those sections, the important essential ingredients of those provisions. So I would suggest that repetition over here, both for your preliminary examination preparation and from the point of view of mains examination, is key. And as boring as it may get, you need to study the same material again and again, so that it kind of sits in your head, and you don't just forget those things. Coming back to the mains examination, and like I already mentioned, the paper consists of subjective questions which are practical in nature. They are application based, and they are usually made out from the facts based on real life cases, decided cases. So again, you cannot simply have the knowledge of bare acts, but you should also understand the law in its real sense, so that you can go and apply that understanding of yours to real life facts. And this is one thing which makes Delhi Judicial Services examination the toughest judicial examination in the country, because unlike other states, the questions in the mains examination over here are completely practical in nature. In fact, I would say 90% practical in nature, with just about 10% of theory. So one needs to have a sound understanding of law. Coming to the writing style, as far as the mains examination is concerned, I can only speak for myself. My writing style has always been to the point and crisp. I don't tend to write long answers unnecessarily, and even for this examination and the previous examination, that is the Delhi Judicial Services examination, mains examination, which happened in October 2018, even then I did not write long answers. I write to the point. So I would suggest that don't try to beat around the bush, just answer to the point and use simple language, use impactful language, so that in less amount of words you can leave an impact on the examiner's mind. Another aspect of writing skills would be constantly taking mock tests and reading a lot, so that not only your vocabulary improves, but also when you take the mock tests, you are writing exams on the same pattern. So since mains examination is all about writing well and applying your understanding of law to real life facts, it's essential that you work on your writing skills. And in order to do that, it's extremely important that you regularly take mock tests. Even if you do that online or at your coaching center, or if you are not taking coaching at any academy, then you can probably take up previous year papers and start solving those papers, because in that manner you tend to understand what is the pattern on which the paper is set. So you need to constantly read those previous year question papers and solve those papers, so that when you are sitting at your actual exam, your mind has already been trained that way, so that you can write well in the examination. With regard to GK and current affairs, both these things are a part of both preliminary examination and mains examination. As far as my preparation for these two was concerned, I constantly read newspapers. I referred to Pratiyogita Darpan, and especially in order to work on my writing skills, I used to refer to the editorial section. So you can do the same, and the level of questions based on GK and current affairs is not as difficult as it is in civil services, so that is a relief. But still these two things are still a part of our syllabus, so you cannot ignore these two things. For that you need to refer to the newspapers and any current affairs magazine. For example, you can also refer to these online monthly capsules which you can find on the internet, and those capsules, they really summarize whatever has happened in the month, in the entire country, the world. So you get the important news related information. So you can definitely refer to those. They are available online free of cost, and you can definitely refer to those. Coming to the language portion, language forms an important part of both preliminary examination and mains examination. For preliminary examination, I refer to this book called Prince to Paramount, and it had idioms and phrases, it had one word substitution, all such questions which usually come in the preliminary examination. So it's a handy book, it's a complete package. Aspirants can definitely refer to this book and benefit from it. As far as mains examination is concerned, the language portion of the exam consists of translations, Hindi to English, English to Hindi, and Pressy writing, and there is an essay section as well. So starting with the essay section, I would suggest that you pick out relevant topics, current topics from the newspaper, and even from some good book consisting of essays. But please ensure that you pick up relevant topics, because that is what comes in the examination. So pick out those topics which you think are important, jot down important points, and after you've done that, you should regularly refer to those points. You should definitely go through them, so that they sit in your mind, you don't forget them, and even if some connected topic comes in the examination, you can still use those points to write a good essay. And also when you write down those points and read them regularly, you tend to use a language which is more polished. So I would suggest that is a good way to prepare for essays. For the translation section and the Pressy writing section, I would suggest that practice is key. So in my case, I used to translate 2 essays each day, one from English to Hindi and one from Hindi to English. I think that not only enables you to again train your mind to work in a timely manner, because over there you cannot take more than half an hour or 20 minutes to translate one passage. So if you're practicing daily, then that helps you to work in a timely manner. And again, for Pressy writing, practice is key. When you summarize a lot of passages, when you are paraphrasing them on a daily basis, then during the actual examination you take a lot lesser time to kind of solve that paper, that section. So that is one aspect of it. And also I would suggest you to, for the Pressy writing section, I would suggest that you count the number of words and write it on the right hand side corner, like below right hand side corner, so that the examiner can see how many words you have actually been able to summarize it in. And that again leaves a very good impression. I used to follow this practice, and you can do that too. To sum up my strategy for both prelims and mains examination, I would like to say that that again practice is key. Repetition is very important. I know repeatedly studying the same material, the same bare act, the same provisions gets a little boring. It might also at some point get frustrating, but in my case, repeatedly studying the same things again and again helped me a lot. And in fact for both, for prelims and mains, taking mock tests seriously is equally important, because when you do that, you train your mind to work in the required manner. So you should take mock tests, whether be it online or, like I said, you can also solve previous year question papers, but you should do that, because that way you also know what the pattern of the paper is going to be. So even if it is one paper in one day, then you should definitely do that. And answer writing practicing is also going to help you think that way in the required manner. So definitely you should take mock tests very seriously. As far as preparing for the interview stage is concerned, I mostly focused on following the legal current affairs, going through the relevant and important landmark judgments of the Supreme Court, of the Delhi High Court, and of course current affairs as well. Little bit knowledge about Delhi will also help. And of course I also revised the bare acts, because you need to be thorough with your knowledge about the bare act. You should not forget the sections when you are asked law based questions over there. So I revised the bare acts, and I would conclude by saying that there is no substitute for hard work. If you want something bad enough, I think then there is nothing that should stop you from working towards your goal. Like I already said, consistency and determination, repetition in terms of reading, studying the same things again and again, patience when you're trying to achieve your goal. So yes, I would like to say that you should also try to incorporate all these qualities in yourself, and I wish you all the best for your future. Thank you so much.